Namaste, and welcome to this explainer. Have you ever met someone and just wondered why they seem so deeply anchored, like they're carrying around some ancient wisdom you can't quite put your finger on? Well, today, we're taking a truly profound journey together into our spiritual foundations. We are exploring the 19th star of the Vedic zodiac belt, the Moola Nakshatra. I am honestly so fascinated to uncover this with you because Moola isn't just a constellation, it's a deeply intense journey of the very soul itself. There's this beautiful, ancient Sanskrit shloka that describes this nakshatra absolutely perfectly. It says, "The daughter of Nagaraja, bestower of prosperity, residing in the depths, filled with wisdom, assuming the form of Jeshta, rising with anger, wandering in the cycles of existence, Moola Nakshatra is an auspicious division in astrology." Let me ask you, have you ever felt a deep, unexplainable wisdom hidden within yourself? Almost a feeling that your soul has wandered these cycles of existence before? Because that is the exact energy we're unpacking today.
Section 1. The Cosmic Root Explained. We're going metaphorically underground right now, straight down to the rich, dark soil where the roots of the soul actually begin.
So, what does Moola actually mean? Well, in Sanskrit, it translates directly to roots. And honestly, it's the perfect symbol for inner strength, an incredibly solid foundation, and deep, unseen growth. If you happen to be born under this star, you are fundamentally an optimistic, determined, and deeply rooted person. You possess this immense courage to overcome whatever life throws at you, standing tall, just like a magnificent tree that utterly refuses to be blown over by the wind.
Let's get into the astrology for a moment. Moola is the very first nakshatra of the Sagittarius sign, ranging exactly from 0 degrees to 13 degrees in 20 minutes. Now, because its symbol is the literal roots of a tree, it gives Moola natives an uncanny, almost magical ability to perceive hidden truths. They naturally delve deep into the core of any matter. This makes them exceptional detectives, brilliant investigators, philosophers, and profound spiritual mystics. They simply see what is entirely hidden from the rest of us.
Moving on to Section 2, Ketu, Kali, and Destruction. Let's dig even deeper into the soil here, to explore the intense, sometimes frightening, and often misunderstood cosmic forces ruling this star. Trust me, it's a place of incredible transformation.
You see, there is an incredible cosmic tug-of-war happening here. Moola is governed by the ruling planet Ketu, but it resides in Sagittarius, which is ruled by Jupiter. Ketu is all about stripping away material attachments, right? Taking away past achievements that no longer serve your soul's purpose. Also, you can achieve moksha, or ultimate liberation. But Jupiter? Jupiter is the planet of good fortune, expansion, and optimism. This clash creates a truly fascinating synergy. The Ketu influence might bring a rather somber, introspective disposition, but then Jupiter steps in and gifts the native with an innate, profound wisdom carried right over from previous incarnations.
And this brings us to the presiding deity of Moola, goddess Kali, the deity of destruction. Now, I know the word destruction can sound quite frightening, isn't it? But we really must reframe this into a beautiful, empowering concept. Kali actually symbolizes the annihilation of worldly desires. The texts highlight that Moola natives often face significant hardships, particularly in the early stages of their lives. But these aren't random punishments, not at all. They are a deeply necessary, intense purification process. The soul is literally being prepared for ultimate liberation.
Section 3. The 4 phases of Moola. Just as a root system grows out in different directions, this nakshatra is divided into 4 distinct quarters, or padas. Let's trace this metaphorical growth.
Tracing this growth across all 4 phases, we start with Pada 1, which is represented by a spearhead. This phase begins with ambitious independence and a really strong desire for knowledge. Then, as we journey through the phases down to Pada 3, depicted by a sword, the energy heavily shifts toward determination and a strong sense of reserved purpose. So it's this systematic journey from the fierce independence of the spearhead to the sharp, extremely private focus of the sword.
Now, these distinct phases create some intense internal battles, all depending on exactly where the moon sat at birth. Just look at the deep contrast here. Pada 2, symbolized by tied roots, brings a profound spiritual understanding of life's mysteries, but the native might battle self-destructive behaviors and face pretty significant challenges. On the other hand, Pada 4, represented by a flower, shifts towards sensitivity and material comforts. This means these folks often struggle with indulgence and managing their finances. These entangled roots present very intense, specific hurdles that simply must be overcome.
Which brings us to Section 4, Inner Strength and Stubborn Flaws. Let's finally emerge from the soil to examine the complex, highly dualistic personality traits of the people walking among us who carry this root energy.
So the most crucial point to remember is that a strong root simply cannot be easily moved. And this is both their greatest strength and, honestly, their greatest weakness. On one side, Moola natives possess a resilient fighting spirit and innate wisdom. They are fantastic at crafting creative solutions to problems and standing exceptionally tall through immense inner turmoil. But on the flip side, they can be incredibly stubborn, completely inflexible, and sometimes even arrogant. Their natural fighter instinct can make them overly defensive, acting exactly like a deeply entrenched tree trunk that point-blank refuses to budge. And whether male or female, the Moola energy manifests with striking similarities. Both share a profound thirst for knowledge, adventure, and complete autonomy. They are incredibly hardworking and wonderfully persistent. Yet, they are also highly reserved. They keep their deepest, most personal thoughts strictly private. And, notably, both share that deep spiritual insight, right alongside the shared challenge of battling tendencies towards self-sabotage or self-destructive behaviors.
Which naturally leads us to a very pressing question, doesn't it? If you are a fiercely independent, highly private, slightly stubborn person who is undergoing profound spiritual purification, can you actually find lasting harmony in love? How does someone so intensely self-reliant navigate the vulnerable, delicate world of romance?
Let's find out in Section 5, Navigating Love and Relationships. Let's break the surface entirely and explore how the deeply rooted Moola native interacts with others in the realms of marriage and love.
Traditionally speaking, in Vedic astrology, Moola is considered a somewhat inauspicious star for initiating marriage or starting brand new ventures. Their natural inclination towards secrecy and extreme privacy can seriously hinder their ability to fully open up to a partner. There will, in all likelihood, be inevitable conflicts and misunderstandings. However, it is absolutely not all bad news. Their immense spiritual depth, their independence, and their sheer determination can actually become their absolute greatest relationship asset, provided they learn to apply that wisdom to their partnership.
So how does this intense energy build into actual compatibility? Well, certain cosmic energies just naturally harmonize with the root. For Moola natives, the most harmonious matches are generally found with those born under the Jyesta, Ashvini, and Revathi Nakshatras. Conversely, relationships with the Ashlesha Nakshatra are considered highly incompatible, and those tend to bring about the most difficult relational friction by far.
But please, always remember the absolute golden rule of astrology. Accurate marital prediction requires a holistic analysis of the entire birth chart. The Moola Nakshatra provides the foundational root, yes, but your entire horoscope, the positioning of all the other planets and houses, well, that shapes the ultimate tree of your life. You really must consult a seasoned astrologer to see the whole forest, not just the single root.
We've journeyed through the dark soil of Ketu and Kali, into the stubborn strength of the root, and all the way out into the complex branches of love and life. I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought. What roots of material attachment in your own life do you need to pull up to finally find your own profound spiritual liberation? Take some time to think about that. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer today, and until next time, keep seeking those hidden truths. Namaste.